If you are thinking about building a barndominium in Alabama, you are definitely not alone. Whether you're looking outside of Birmingham, near Huntsville, or somewhere around Lake Martin, I talk to people every single week who are somewhere in that process. And let's be honest, Alabama is a pretty great place for a barndo. Some already own land, others are still looking, and plenty of people are simply trying to figure out where to start. I'm Megan, also known as the Barndo Chick. And if there is one thing that I have learned in over more than 23 years in construction financing, it's this. Most people are not afraid of building a barndo, they're afraid of getting it wrong. Nobody wants to spend money twice. Nobody wants to buy the wrong piece of land, especially when it's property that they've already fallen in love with. And nobody wants to discover halfway through the project that they should have done things a little differently from the beginning. That's where having the right guide makes all the difference. And yes, I did just point at myself because building a barndominium is not difficult when you have a plan. The challenge is knowing which steps to take first and which mistakes to avoid. That's what I help people do every single day. So let me ask you a question. If you were building a barndo, where would you start? With the land, the builder, maybe the architectural plans? Or would you start with the financing? Believe it or not, that is one of the most common questions I get. And it's also where I see one of the most expensive mistakes that people make. They start in the wrong place. And by the time they figure it out, they've already spent money. Now, don't panic. Most of those situations are fixable, but it's a whole lot easier and usually a whole lot cheaper to do things in the right order from the beginning. Now, if you've been spending time online looking at floor plans and dreaming about your future home, that is completely normal. And honestly, that's part of the fun. But before you start spending money on architectural plans, land, engineering, builders, or anything else for that matter, there are a few conversations that should happen first. And that is exactly where I come in. I've built my own 12,000 square foot barndo. I've built my own traditional home. And I've spent enough time developing land, flipping properties, and navigating construction projects to know where people tend to get tripped up. So when I tell you that there's a framework to this process, I'm actually speaking from personal experience. And the good news is you don't have to figure it all out by yourself. That's my job. From dirt to done. My team and I help clients understand the process, avoid expensive mistakes, and move forward with confidence. One of the most common calls I get is from somebody who's already found that perfect piece of property. They are excited. They're sending me pictures. They've already placed the house, the shop. They see themselves sitting on the back porch drinking coffee. I get it. It is exciting. But let me ask you something. Have you ever been so excited about something that you kind of stopped looking for reasons that it might not work? Most of us have. It's human nature. Sometimes that property turns out to be absolutely perfect. And sometimes there are questions that should have been asked before anybody got emotionally invested. That is exactly why I encourage people to have a conversation earlier in the process, not because I want to slow anybody down, quite the opposite, actually. I want to help you avoid surprises. The right property can be an incredible opportunity. The wrong property can become a very expensive mistake. And unfortunately, you usually can't tell which one it is from the online listing. The same thing happens with builders. I can't tell you how many times somebody calls me saying, Megan, I found my builder. And I'm all excited for them. It's fantastic. But before we start planning the housewarming party with them, there are a few things that have to get confirmed first. Most situations are completely manageable when they are addressed early. And that really is the theme of this entire process. Not perfection, preparation. A little bit of planning up front can save a tremendous amount of time, money, and stress later. And let's be honest, most people don't wake up one morning and suddenly know how to build a barndo. They just know that they want one. And that's the easy part. Figuring out the smartest path to get there, well, that's where having the right team makes all the difference. Whether you are still saving photos online, actively looking for land, talking with builders, or sitting there thinking, I know I want one, I just don't know what the first step is. That is exactly why I'm here making this video right now. My job is to help you understand the process, avoid expensive mistakes, and move forward with confidence. If you are considering building a barndo in Alabama, click on the link below. You can tell me a little bit about your project, whether you're still in the dreaming stage or you're ready to get serious about moving forward. I would love to learn more about what you're planning. It only takes a few minutes. It helps me understand what you are hoping to build, and I genuinely cannot wait to see what you have in mind. If you enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe. The Barndo community is one of the most welcoming groups of people you will ever meet. If you're watching this video, you know you want a Barndo. I'm Megan, the Barndo Chick, powered by XL Mortgage, and I look forward to helping you take your project from dirt to done.